Anybody got any marshmallows? Ain't nothing gonna happen. Some leaves. Hey, good morning. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. Sunday, sunny out. It's a beautiful day. We're gonna play musical cars. So I spent pretty much all day on Saturday straightening up the garage because it was a friggin' mess. Get the doors open and I'll show you. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Look how clean. Sort of clean. I mean, cleaned the floor. We cleaned all the stuff off the floor. Created a pile of scrap metal. Got rid of, there was a pile over here that I had to get rid of. Gonna take it to the scrappy. I got some metal over there. So basically, I need to move that trailer, move that trailer, move that truck, move that truck, move this truck, and connect to that trailer. So I got to thinking. I said, maybe it's time I work on the Mazda. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna unload the trailer, get everything laid out just to see what we're working with, because I have no idea. I haven't opened that trailer or gone through that trailer since we loaded it back in February. Here we are in November. And we're gonna do a little something for us this time. Little something for us. So let's get started. I'm gonna move the enclosed trailer onto the pad. Like I said, it's been since February since I moved this. Okay, just had breakfast, played musical cars, and got everything cleared. Cobwebs everywhere, unbelievable. Well, that's what happens when you neglect it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Get some doors opened up. Oh yeah. Look how nice that looks. Man. I wonder who built this truck. So yeah. This excuse me. This is a standard cab bed for the Mazda. This is a four-wheel drive bed. Now, I don't know if I'm going to use this bed or not. I think this bed is banged up pretty good. So we're going to have to get it out of here and take a look-see. See what it looks like. I have tons of parts in here. Extra doors, extra fenders. You name it, I've got it for this truck. I'm going to try and get this thing out of the trailer. I got air going into the tank, so the tank is filled. All I should have to do, honestly, is connect this, and these switches should work. I don't know what does what. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Nice. This thing almost hops. Look at this. Holy jeez. There we go. Nice. That was easy enough. You ready, Wasabi?
Yep, I'm off the brakes.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
It's not going to play.
Clear?
Yep, I'm clear all day.
Joey and I took everything out of the truck, out of the trailer. I've got all these parts here. Haven't gone through none of the totes yet. Bucket seats, extra tailgate, extra set of doors, extra set of fenders, extra hood. These are the four-wheel drive fenders, four-wheel drive bed, and then there's a two-wheel drive bed that is inside the trailer still. All the body, interior pieces. I don't like assuming that people do top-notch work. Now, keep in mind, this is no disrespect video. I'm not trying to disrespect anybody who worked on the truck. But I'm going to assume that when this truck was built, this was built probably the early 2000s. And, you know, maybe it was hey, buddy, come on over, give me a hand. We're going to body drop the truck kind of thing. And so now we're kind of discovering what was done. So I'm going to spin the camera around. So first things first, obviously there's no dash in here. You can see it looks like the back was cut out for some subwoofers. They had removed a chunk of this. I'm going to assume that there was, you know, bass box in the bed at one point, because I used to do the same thing too. When I was younger, I would do a crawl through with the accordion seal and have the box in the bed, so you have the room behind the seat. So I've started investigating. They kind of forgot about this spot right here, but we've got another spot here that was forgotten about that I can stick my hand through. We got some duct tape. Hey, yeah, we'll just put duct tape over it. No big deal. You got all this in here. So when I start seeing stuff like this, honestly, to me, this is a dead giveaway that it wasn't done correctly, or it wasn't done with love. I don't want to say it wasn't done correctly. I want to say it wasn't done with love. Wasn't done with love, you know. So I'm going to air this up and start looking underneath. Maybe put this on jack stands and see what I'm dealing with. Honestly, I'm probably going to say I'm going to build an entire new truck, because the way this works is you end up going down the rabbit hole. You fix one piece here, then you go to the other side, you fix the other side, you fix this, you fix that, you fix this. I don't like how the firewall was cut out, and I don't like how this was done, and I don't like how that was done. Next thing you know, you're building an entire truck. So I need to make a decision on what I'm going to do with this truck, whether it's keep the parts off of it and build an entire truck from scratch, or deal with what I've got and just drive it around the way it is, kind of thing. Beat it up, whatever. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that. I just hooked up the air compressor to the air tank. I ran the air line to it. And listen, I don't want to toot my horn, but back in the day, I was mean on the switches, on hydraulic switches. You see my pictures up here. That was my dancer. And my hopper is over here somewhere that I won the world championship with. This guy right here. I was mean on the switches. But anyway, check this out. But this is impressive. It doesn't air out fast enough, but that's pretty cool. You can actually get the wheels off the ground. So, fortunately, I've made up my mind. Let me get some cardboard. Joe, can you turn these lights on back here?
Yeah.
I'm going to show you what we're looking at. Oh, perfect. Okay. Yeah, that's unacceptable. All this. Unacceptable. Same on the other side. Chassis looks okay. Doesn't look like it was hacked up all that much. Drive shaft, carrier bearings, no good. One last thing I wanted to say before I start fooling around with getting this thing running. This is the exact reason why I don't like buying other people's projects. You just don't know what you're going to get, and look at what we got. So it's not the end of the world. I got a lot of really good parts. So it's a win for me. I'm just not happy with the way it looks. So we're gonna do better, because we can do better. That's why, guys. The next day, done some thinking, some brainstorming. I looked on Marketplace to see if I could find a cab or a donor truck for a new cab. I'm not having any luck right now, which it's not important right now. I'm just not happy with how the rockers are set up and the floor is set up. But we're gonna try and get this engine running, and hopefully it runs, because it'd be nice to be able to move the truck around and stuff. You can see there's nothing in here. Everything's torn apart. I gotta move and tie everything up, put a seat in, because there's no seat in. We've got antifreeze in the engine. There obviously is no fuel tank. And Mr. Weber Carb here, so we're gonna pour some gas down it and give it a try. Gas. Pour some gas down here. A little bit. Fingers crossed, she starts. Hell yeah. Well, that's a good sign. Hell yeah. At least the engine runs. Very loud, no muffler, no pipes. I actually went in the back and I found from the Samurai some extra pipes, so I'm gonna set up a muffler on here temporarily, just so it's not obnoxiously loud. Need to get me some gas line, some 1/4 inch for the back of the truck over here. I'll take one of my little gas tanks, somehow secure it to the side over here, and run the line into the gas tank so I can move this thing around. Hell yeah. Good stuff, good stuff. Now we know the truck will run. I had to get some fuel lines, some clamps. I rigged up or welded up you know, a 45 because the pipe won't clear underneath. I just, you know, got a little fuel can here for now, just to move the truck around, what have you. So I'm gonna go underneath. This should work. Something along the lines of like this. Yeah, that's gonna work good. I just need to cut. I need to cut this end off real quick. All right, we'll try this again. So like a stunad, I cut the bung off, and I needed the bung, just it wouldn't fit into the pipe. So now I gotta waddle it in and then tap it with a hammer, and she should slide right in. So this is going to be a little challenging doing this by myself. Yeah, see, she's fighting me. I'm gonna have to give this the old 1-2. I think I got it. Nope, I didn't get it. I lied. All right, I got to take this back out, and I got to take this back out. I hate working like this, but open up that hole a little bit more. Well, I had it running. I don't know if you can see down there, there's old puddle of gasoline. Probably because he's using a mechanical fuel pump and it's building too much pressure. Weber's, I believe, only like 3 or 4 pounds of fuel pressure, if I'm not mistaken. I'd have to go back and look, because the Samurai had a Weber. Yeah, so tons of gas was pouring out while I had it running. I don't know, maybe the float stuck or who knows, but I think it's probably too much fuel pressure. So the purpose of this video is to kind of just put the truck together, bed, fenders, hood, you know, piece it like that, and be able to maneuver the truck around, because we're fixing to buy a house. Monday, well, today is Saturday, but Monday I'm going to start a new job here in PA, building power lines, to you know, get some monies in the bank and stuff, catch up on some stupid little things, so I won't be in the garage all that often. But yeah, so today is Saturday. I'm going to fool around with this bed. I need to get this welded together. A little more on that side. Clean this up a little bit. Put some more tacks inside of here. That way I can lay the bed on it. I'm going to have to put a brace in between to support, you know, the weight of the bed. Same thing with the rear. And I'll make a decision later on in life what I'm going to do with this bed. It's really not that bad. I mean, you know, some body work and some patchwork and what have you. I mean, unless I can find another one and start from scratch, but we'll see. But for now, I'm going to get it cleaned up and installed back on the truck. I have to hammer this up to grind it up, and then I'll flatten it back out. Just take a block of wood. This one might be too big. There we go. Kind of bend it out like that, and I need to clean this edge up. I'm tripping on. Just like that. Anybody got any marshmallows? Ain't nothing gonna happen. Some leaves. Gonna put the fan on. Smoking us out. Holy cow. Jeez Louise. Now, what are you gonna do? It's leaves. Let it burn. It's all good. So I spent a good portion of the morning getting these corners welded up. For that, we can put the bed back on the truck, make some braces. All this steel here was purchased for that truck. It's about $500 in steel right here. Oh yeah, we're gonna do a rack body. So I go and purchase all the steel. Yeah. So anyway, so at least I have that steel. I can make good use of it. It's a little on the larger side. However, well, yeah, I'll use it. It is what it is. I'm gonna cut these brackets off, both sides. You can see this tank is zip tied on here, I believe, or something along the lines of that. I gotta figure this out. That way I can get this thing on here, weld a brace across the front from one side to the other, like this, weld it in, and then bolt it down to the chassis. I found a guy on Marketplace that has a four-wheel drive bed. I may end up scooping it up from him, not sure yet. This isn't even important, this truck. I'm just fooling around just for clarity, just to take a break, do a little something for myself, kinda, sorta. I've got to get starting on the convertible, but like I said earlier, we're gonna be moving, and I'd like for this truck to be running and driving. That way I could pull it in and out of the garage, air it out, fool with it, just not take it on the road, because this is definitely not roadworthy. And now that I am recording this, I'd like for you guys to see this. That's bad. I mean, dude, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Who does that? all the way down. Dude, look at this. Look at this. All the way down. So this cab is screwed. It's junk. I'm not dealing with it. You can see my fancy muffler job I did. It'll work. Other side's the same way. I mean, come on, man. So, like I was saying earlier, at least I got a bunch of good parts. Wheels, engine, transmission, four-wheel drive parts, even though they're all mucked up. I've got all these parts here, so I got my money. My money's worth. I'm okay with it. I just was hoping that it was one less thing I've got to do, but now I got to do it. So I'm not a carburetor guy. I've never really messed with them. Had an issue with the Mazda carb, Weber. Pouring gas into it. You can see she's got the Weber logo right here. I picked up one of these cheapy knockoff Webers just for now. Again, this is just so I can move the truck around. So we're going to fire this up. Fingers crossed. Hopefully it stays running. And we'll be good to go. Holy cow. Unbelievable. This was out of the box. Right out of the box like this. I did nothing to it. No adjustments. No idle. Unbelievable. That's my Spintech muffler I got. An air gauge. Smells a little rich, but at least it's running. That's all I care about. Sounds like we got a misfire. Yeah, we got a misfire. Not bad. Not too shabby. I don't want to leave it running too long because I don't have a coolant fan on here. Somebody put an electric fan or had an electric fan, but it's not working. They took off the clutch fan. So it's better than nothing, man. At least it runs. I'll have to pull the plugs and see. Everything looks pretty new. You know, obviously the wires are new. I wonder if the firing order is correct. I'm not sure. But like I said, at least it runs. So I'm going to pull the drive shaft out, plug the transmission up, the back of the transmission, and start putting body panels on this, making it look like a truck. So overall, it was a pretty productive day. I got to stop now. Four-wheel drive fenders, four-wheel drive hood, and then the four-wheel drive bed. That was all jacked up. Got our muffler on. The truck runs. I got my seat together. I had to put the tracks on it so I can sit the seat in. I got to fix the battery. Swap the lead out. And that's basically it. So it's Sunday. I've only got one more day left. Tomorrow I got to go to work. Start a 9 to 5-er. Well, 6:30 to 4:30. I'm working on the bumper right now. I want to just show you guys what I've done and how I'm doing this, because it's a little bit tricky. First things first, I split the bumper in half. The bracket, I had to trim this out because the core support is slid down. I got to make this a little more wider. I don't know if you can see that. Next, what I'm doing is I'm fixing to cut a 3-inch piece of 2x1/4 flat stock like this, sit it inside of here, weld this up, because what's going to happen is once you split this bracket in half right here, this part is going to come detached from this part, and we don't want that. Now it's a lot of work, because it is a lot of work and it has to get done if you want your bumper on. I want the bumper on, even though I'm not going to drive the truck. I want the bumper on. I want it to look presentable like it's a truck. So also I am waiting for my son to get up so we can get the bed on. He's going to a concert today, some death metal shit in Philadelphia. I don't know why he listens to that music. It's a little too much. So now you can see what would have happened had I have not welded that piece inside here. This whole thing would have come apart. It would have been a big shit show. So we just ripped it in half, put this on the truck, put this on the bumper, made the two together, cut a sliver, tack, pull the bumper back off, and then stitch it all up. My butt in the way, I'm sure. The only issue that I see down the road is getting to the bottom bolts of the bumper brackets. It's the only issue I see. There it is. Now we got a bumper. This side's got to come up some. And this side is good. No biggie. Gotta shim it out of the way. Yeah, see? We got some space here. It's not a big deal. What did I want to show you? Oh, I want to show you the cutest little thing I think I've ever seen in my entire life. I want you all in the comment section. Let me see if I can. Tell me what the cutest little thing that you've ever seen in your entire life. Comment down below. Yeah. This truck is full of surprises. So now the only thing I'm waiting on is my son to get up, so that way we can put the bed on, and then I'm basically done. Basically done. All right, off the jack stands, waiting on my son to get up, and front doesn't lay, which isn't the big deal, or biggest deal, I should say. Not the end of the world, because I'm not using this truck anyway. But it would have been nice if the front did lay, unless it's my floor, because I know my floor is wonky. But only thing left is to get the bed on make a couple of brackets, secure the bed to the chassis, and I'm done. That's it. Engine runs. Exhaust is on. I put a little turn down on it right here, a little nicey nice. Front end is all complete. Hood closes. Cable was disconnected, so I don't feel like running the cable into the truck. Just leaving it right there for now. I'm not putting headlights in it. Bumper looks pretty good. Needs a little bit of an adjustment. Not the end of the world. I'm not worried about it. But like I said, it looks like a truck. That's all I was aiming for. Now, again, I by no means am I nitpicking. I don't know how else to explain it. Everyone has standards. Not that my standards are very high. Well, I set my standards very high because I try to always improve on what I do. That's the only way you're going to get better at what you do, is setting high standards. But this whole cab is screwed up big time. So at the end of the day, like I said earlier, I got a bunch of great parts. I got a good deal on the truck. I think I paid $3,000 for it, and I got tons of parts. Truck runs. You know, I got these fancy wheels on here that I probably wouldn't use, but at least I got a set of wheels. I got some four-wheel drive parts. I got all sorts of goodies. So when the time comes, I will build a Mazda from scratch. That's all I'm trying to get at. I would do a lot. I would do things differently. That's what I was looking at. Guys, get out. Pretty excited to show you guys this moment. I don't know if you see what's going on behind me. Take a look. There it is in its glory. So this bed is completely jacked up. I mean, garbage. All the welding work I did on the bottom, which really wasn't much, garbage. Has a seam right in here of some sort. It's kinked. You'll see it over here. It's bowed this way. It's all rotted and rusted. But she runs and dries. I drove it out here. Actually, check it out. Watch this. Still got a little misfire to it, but it runs. That's a super duper hell yeah. Front end's on. Hell yeah moment. I have a question for you guys. So maybe y'all can tell me, does a Mazda four-wheel drive bed normally stick out a little wider here? The reason why I ask is when they added this piece in here, I think what they did was they opened it up a little more because of the wheels. Because the wheels were hitting. You can see how it's got the skins bowed out. That's because the tire is like right here. So I'm wondering if they widened it a little bit. Because you'll notice there's a little lip on this side. And the same on the other side. So comment down below. All I did was take some square tubing and welded it in, drilled and tapped through some 1/4 inch flat stock. So the front is bolted, the rear is just kind of sitting here for now, which is fine. I was going to drill and tap through the chassis. Yeah, that's it. Guys, that's going to do it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, tomorrow I start work, so I don't know when the next upload is going to be, and I wanted to make the upload something kind of special. And to me, this is a little special. Let's take a cool look-see at that. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next one.